Hi friends, welcome to the third session, and in this session we want to understand the actual syntax of PHP and how PHP comments can be implemented inside the PHP code. So since we are from installing the necessary softwares, here I'm now on my desktop. I want to open now the two installed softwares for we to see how the web server and the IDE can be connected and can work together as we proceed with our PHP course. Please pay much attention, because what we will discuss is simply the actual things that we'll be doing inside our course content. So I will open, of course, the web server which we've installed, which is the XAMPP server, and you can tell that I don't have any icon on the desktop. I've hidden, of course, for the neatness sake. So I will just search for the same server, which is XAMPP server, and immediately, of course, you can tell XAMPP control panel, or you just say XAMPP, definitely it will pop up. And when you click on where it says open, the actual web server will actually open up. So it is definitely open for now. So immediately, though it might take time depending on the type of machine you are using, immediately when you open the XAMPP server, there are two ports or two services that we need to start, or two ports that we need to switch on. The Apache server, we need to start the Apache server, and also my SQL needs to start. So to start these services, click on where, of course, it says Apache, and down here on the action you can, of course, click on start, and you see that the ports will, of course, start, and of course the PID have also started, and the port, my port, it's on 80, and of course 443. Another service that we need to start is simply the MySQL service. Click on start under the actions panel, and definitely it will also start. So meaning we are done. We've done everything that we need to do when it comes to the localhost server, which we are using as a web server as we proceed with our course of PHP. Now, the very next thing that we need to open is simply an IDE where we'll be implementing each and every code of PHP. So to start the IDE, again, I will search for the same IDE that we've definitely installed, which is Visual Studio. And when I search for Visual Studio Code, definitely you can also tell that it has definitely popped up under the results. Hence, I will just click on where it says open, and after opening, the dashboard for Visual Studio Code should, of course, be similar to the dashboard that you also have. So this is the actual dashboard. So what we need now is to open the actual editor where we will be implementing the code. So when you go to the section where it says file, and click on where it says new text file, immediately when you click on new text file, you can tell that we have a untitled editor which has, of course, opened up. It is free. We can implement the code. So to implement the code, I've just clicked on enter to start doing the coding on the next line, and to exit those, of course, codes that we had. To implement the actual syntax of PHP, the PHP script starts with this syntax. Of course, this should be a less than sign, and then you also put a question mark, then you type the keywords PHP. Immediately when you do that, definitely also the color will change, which will denote that we are dealing with the actual keywords that are inside PHP. And to close the actual script for PHP, we just close with the same question mark and a greater than sign. So meaning we've done our best now. We've actually implemented the actual syntax of PHP, because the scripting for PHP, the actual script, starts with the less than sign, then we have a question mark, then PHP, then from there we close with the question mark and a greater than sign, and the actual code for PHP now comes in between the two things that we've implemented. Of course, the first thing and the second thing, the actual code comes here. So though we'll discuss what an echo function is and what we can do with echo, let's just implement it for we to see if this program will definitely work. Echo will just allow us to print out something on the web page. Will allow us to work with also the local server that we've installed. It will allow us to process the entire code. So let's just say, hi, how are you, ? And of course you terminate with a semicolon. So since we've implemented the actual syntax for PHP, the very next thing that we need to do, we need to save this document. This document needs to be saved. Let me see if I can zoom a bit. Okay, this document needs to be saved. Now the location, the actual directory where you save the document is very important in PHP. Unlike HTML and CSS, because we have a local server, hence also this document should be saved inside the local server. Actually, the actual specific location where the local server will actually denote that this is a dynamic website which is being created and which I need to execute for the user to see on the web services. So to save the document, go on where it says file, and immediately when you click on where it says file, you can come down where it's to the option that says Ctrl S or save, shortcut Ctrl S, that's if you like shortcuts and the like. I'm now on this PC as a very first directory that I need to show you. Definitely when you are on this PC, you can tell that I have 3 partitions at least. There is local disk C and local disk E in addition to system H. So the actual directory where I need to save this document is in local disk C. So click on where it says local disk C, and down among the folders that are inside your local disk C, you see a folder which says XAMPP. You can also tell that okay, we installed the XAMPP server, hence definitely this is where we need to go. Immediately when you open XAMPP, you will see a number of folders again, but on folder, this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Folder number 6, which says htdocs, that's where you need to go again. Enter the same directory now. Go inside the same folder which is htdocs. Immediately when you open htdocs, this is where you need now to create a new folder where you need to place the document that you are now working on inside the IDE that we've opened, which is Visual Studio. So I will create my own new folder. Of course, you can create also your own, or you can create the same folder as the same name, like the name I'm using. So I'm just saying okay, folder 1, that's the actual name for the folder I've named, and I'm clicking on enter to save. So folder 1, which is the very first folder that I have saved, go inside the same folder, and when you are inside the same folder, that's where you need to place now the new actual document that you are working on. And down here you can tell where it says file name, I can name the actual file that I'm working on from the IDE, which is the Visual Studio. So the actual file that I'm working on, I'll just say first PHP, since it is the very first PHP document that we have in these sessions. And down here on where it says save as type, please make sure that it is written PHP. If not written PHP, then click on the same drop down menu, and you should see a PHP again as an extension, because the extensions for PHP files should be .php, hence first php.php. This is the actual extension for this file that I'm saving, and I will click on where it says save. Definitely you can tell also that okay, also the name where it was saying untitled is now titled first php.php, hence have definitely now saved my document. Now to see whether our document is up and running and whether this syntax is actually okay and active, open now one of the browsers that you have. Definitely I personally am working with Google Chrome as the actual browser, hence I will open my Google Chrome, and here we need to specify now the very actual directory where we've saved our document. Don't forget also the name of the folder where you placed your document. So to now access this directory, we'll just say okay, localhost, since we are using as a localhost as a server, localhost and then a / and definitely now specify the actual folder name where you've placed your document. I saved my folder as folder 1. Another /, now specify the actual name for the document that you are working on. My document, I renamed it, or I named it as simply first PHP. Don't forget the extension, it's not .html, neither is it .css, it is .php. After doing that, then you can click enter, and definitely you can tell that okay, the actual code that's on the IDE, the actual code that we've echoed out, we've printed out, which is hi, how are you, is now definitely printed out on the web server. So with XAMPP server, the two services up and running, then definitely the code should be successful. If it is giving you errors, then double check from the actual folder where you've named the document and the name for the document and also the actual extension. Is it .php? So once that is done, then we can proceed with the actual aim for this video, which is understanding the actual syntax of PHP, and not just the syntax, we also want to understand okay, how are comments placed in PHP document and what are comments when it comes to PHP. So this is the actual syntax for PHP, and in PHP there are two types of comments that we can implement. We can implement a single line comment or a multi-line comment. Now you might start asking now, okay, he's talking about comments. What are comments? Comments are simply defined as type of codes that are not executed by the program. The web server will not execute the comments. The only person that can understand what you've placed in your comments is the person who's reading the code. Else we can say the purpose of comments is to act as a reminder, one, to you as the actual programmer that is making that program. You might make a very big program, but you might forget, okay, what was I trying to make at this section? But if you've of course added comments, then you'll be reminded of the actual intention that you had for the actual program and that actual section for the code. Another reason why we need to understand how comments are placed in PHP is that comments will allow the other person to understand the actual content for the code. Like I can be working on a certain code here in USA. Again, I might want to transfer the same code to another person in England. So how will that person now understand what I was doing? This is why we have comments. A comment will allow the other person to understand what was happening. So the first type of a comment is called a single line comment, and a single line comment can be implemented in two ways, either using a two consecutive / and then you placed okay, here I'm trying to greet someone. So this is a single line comment. You can tell they are only holding on to the code that are in the same line. They are the same code that they are treating as comments. Hey, here I'm trying to greet someone. Another way that we can use to of course implement a single line comment is simply to use a hash as a key thing in PHP. You can tell also the color has changed, meaning we've of course definitely placed on a single line comment. Another type of a comment that we can of course understand when it comes to PHP is a multi-line comment. Now a multi-line comment is simply a type of comment that can hold on to comment sections that are in view of a paragraph. There are times when you might want to explain, the code in terms of a paragraph. So a single line comment might not work, because definitely when you want to implement now the actual explanation in terms of a paragraph, you can't use a single line comment and then here do the explanation, also here do the explanation, also here do the explanation. No, this is not vital in PHP and it can't work. This will act as errors. Why? Because they are not comments. They are actually not even related to comments. These are errors in PHP. By the time the code gets to be executed by the server, we'll only see errors. Hence, we need also to understand, okay, how can we now implement a multi-line comment, a comment that will hold on to something in terms of a paragraph. So we implement a multi-line comment like this. Text down here can be called a multi-line comment if we follow this syntax, and of course we also terminate or close. So the forward slash, and of course that as a star, and of course definitely also down here a star, and of course a forward slash. This treats the code in between as simply comments in PHP under the multi-line comments, and definitely this is the actual content that we need to understand. So for the start, we've understood the actual syntax of PHP. We start PHP script by the less than sign symbol, a question mark, and PHP as keywords, and definitely also close the scripts of PHP by using, of course, a question mark and a greater than sign. So this is the actual syntax. So let's proceed on our next session as we understand more on PHP and how it can be implemented. Please don't forget to subscribe, and you are on CodeNet.